All right, welcome to the last video of this mission, video 3, directional terms and body systems. And again, I apologize for the length of that last video. You can see why I split it up into 3 parts. And again, they won't always be this long. So this one, we're going to look at some specific directional terms. If you're just looking at the body and you're talking about 2 different organs or 2 body parts, where is this one in relation to another one? So those are the terms we'll look at, and then just an overview of the different body systems that we'll be studying this year. I have brought back my trusty creature. Still don't know what he's called, but this is him. So I'll use him as a reference point to look at these directional terms. So in your notebook, you have this diagram. Underneath the diagram, you have a table. I've made the table bigger off to the right in this screen so that you can really see the words. And I'll just have it all up there for you to look at. I need to move myself. Hold on just a second. Cursor. Let me go back here. Sorry, I'm trying to find. There I am. I'm going to move myself over here. There. Okay. So there we are. So now you can see the table entirely. And so if you notice the colors, I've colored these terms exist in opposites. You have this and this go together, these 2 go together, and these 2. So that's why I put the colors. And so if you want to make the cells of your table the same color, then certainly do that. And if you don't know how, I can show you later. Okay, so 1 and 3 are actually opposites. So here's number 1. If you notice, it's at the top of the body. Number 3 is at the bottom. So number 1 would be called superior. It means it's above or towards the head. And number 3, that's inferior, below or towards the feet. So if this is how we use these terms, make sure I get this right. So if I say I want to compare 2 body parts like the head and the foot, okay? The head is superior to the foot because it's above it, okay? It's above the foot, or it's towards the head, okay? I can even say the chest. The chest is superior to the foot because it's above it. Now, inferior, I would say the knee is inferior to the shoulder because it's below it. Okay, the knee is inferior to the shoulder. If something's below it, the other point. We're talking about 2 different points of the body, and we'll practice this more together. If it's inferior or below it, it's inferior to it. If it's above if one body part is above the other one you're talking about, then it's said to be superior to. It's above it. So that's superior and inferior are the opposite terms. Number 2 and number 4 are opposites. That's why they have this yellow color. So number 2 is posterior or dorsal. It means towards the back. And 4 is anterior or ventral, and that's towards the front. This should sound familiar to you because that's what we named those body regions and planes. Okay, so if you're looking at the side view, the chest, okay, is anterior to the spine. The chest is in front of it. So the best thing to do, I've learned, is to use it in your words. Okay, the chest is in front of the back. So then where it says in front of, find the word that matches that. In front of or towards the front is anterior. So the chest is anterior to the back, the spine. Posterior towards the back. I could say that my gluteus maximus, which is the butt muscle, is posterior to the groin. Say it in your words now. The butt muscle, the gluteus maximus, is behind the groin. So behind or towards the back is posterior. One of the activities you're going to do will be a list of items like that, and there'll be a blank, and you're supposed to pick the directional term, one of these terms here. And so the best way to do it is put it in your own words. The mouth, or let's think of the eye. The eye is blank to the mouth. Well, the eye is above the mouth, right? So it would be superior to. Or if I say the chin is blank to the nose. The chin is below or under the nose, then you would pick inferior. See how that works? Okay, we'll get more practice. Then 5 and 6 are right here. If you're looking straight on someone and you're talking about the middle of the body or the side of the body, you would use lateral and medial. Number 5, if it's toward the side, it is lateral to. If it's toward the middle, towards the belly button, it's medial to. If you're going toward the middle of the body, so we're looking at directions this way. Okay, so 1 and 3 are this direction, 2 and 4 are this direction, and 5 and 6 are this direction, but looking in the front. So an example of lateral medial would be, let's see here. If you're thinking about inside the body, which we can't see inside this little creature, but the stomach is towards the middle of the body. So I could say that the stomach is medial to the spleen because the spleen is more on the side of the body. Right. Then our next ones, I think I messed up. Oh, there they are. Okay, so then we're looking at 7 through 12 here. So 7, 8, 9, and 10 are basically the same ones. I just did 2 in the arms. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it. So 7 and 8 are talking about the arm, 9 and 10 are talking about the leg, but they're both the same. It's referring to, these are like special situations with attachments of limbs. So a limb is an arm or leg. It's what's attached to your torso. Your torso is the main part in the middle. So see how they have the arrow on the arm and then the one on the leg. So these are specific to an arm or leg. So if I'm giving you an example that you need to fill in that's talking about the arm, then you're going to use proximal distal. Or if it's the leg, proximal distal. But if it's on the torso, use the other ones, superior, inferior, those sorts of the ones on the other screen. Okay, so a proximal, something that's proximal or in proximity means it's near. Okay, so we're looking here at where the limb attaches to the torso. Your arm attaches right here at the shoulder. So anything right here where number 7 is, it's near the point of attachment. So it's proximal. Your hand is far, far away from the point of attachment. So it is distal. If you see something in the distance, it's far away. So distal means far away. Okay, so I can say that my wrist is distal to the elbow because the wrist is farther from the point of attachment than the elbow is, so it is distal. Again, use your own words. The wrist is farther away from the point of attachment than my elbow, so farther away means distal. I can say that my elbow, you're starting with the elbow, is closer to the point of attachment than my thumb is. So my elbow is proximal to my thumb. This one's a little trickier, but you have to think it's always in relation to the point of attachment. So for the arm, that's the shoulder region. Remember the deltoid region. For your leg is attached to your torso at your hip. The coxal region, if you recall from the previous video. So we're talking about when you're looking at two structures, how are they in relation to where at this hip area? Okay, so my kneecap, if we're going to compare our kneecap and our ankle, the kneecap is closer to the point of attachment than the ankle, so the kneecap is proximal to the ankle. If I talk about my thigh muscle in relation to my pinky toe in relation to my thigh muscle, the pinky toe is farther away from the point of attachment than my thigh muscle, so the pinky toe is distal to my thigh muscle. Put it in your own words first, and that will help you pick the right vocab word. Okay, so again, if I'm talking about my hand is distal to my bicep because the hand is farther away from the point of attachment, which is up here, than my bicep is. And the same with the leg. The last two aren't really relating to others like the other ones were, but it's important that you understand this is called anatomical position. And every time any structure is labeled in a diagram, it's related to anatomical position. If you notice, the anatomical position is face front. You're standing upright with your palms facing out. So everybody practice anatomical position. I'll do it too. So you're standing here and you have your hands out. See if I can get the video. Palms out, face out like this. So this is anatomical position. And so when you're looking at something in a video or a textbook or something, then you have to remember that the right and left sides are opposite. So what looks the right side to you, 12, is actually the left side of that person in anatomical position. Okay. And so what looks to you is on the left side of this person, it's actually their right. So it's the right side. So I put here opposite because I want you to remember in anatomical position, we're looking opposite of how they stand that way. So just keep that in mind. Later on down the road, when we talk about the right side of the heart and the left side of the heart, and it's very important when you're studying EKG next year that you understand the difference between right and left. Okay. Then we have the organ systems here. And again, I'm going to go through these quickly. Let me move myself again out of the way. It's not going to let me do it. Hold on. Stop it. All right. Well, we may just have to wait here a minute. Okay. So here are the different organ systems in this little area. And so our first one is the integumentary system, and that includes the skin. So somewhere click in there in your notes and type the word skin, and it covers, let's go back one. The purpose, here you're going to type the function in this gray area. Covers the body, protects deeper tissue, and regulates body temperature. We mentioned that in the first video. The second body system is the skeletal system here. That includes your bones, cartilage, and joints. And the function of that is to protect and support organs. It provides a framework for movement. In other words, your muscles attached to the bones. You couldn't move unless you had muscles and bones. And it also makes blood cells. The next system, the muscular, includes skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, and smooth muscles. And the function of that is movement, facial expression, posture, and it also produces heat. You experience this whenever you work out or exercise. The nervous system includes the brain, the spinal cord, and your nerves. The purpose or function of that system is pretty much to control things. It's like the brain of your body. It responds to internal and external changes, similar to when we were talking about homeostasis. Trying to move myself out of the way. It's not letting me. Oh, because I'm not pushing the right button. My apologies. The next body system is the endocrine system. That includes your glands, like your thyroid gland, your pancreas, pituitary gland. Most of these are in your brain. They secrete hormones that regulate growth, reproduction, and metabolism. I need to move myself again. The cardiovascular system over here includes your heart and blood and the vessels. And the function of that is that your heart pumps the blood. Blood vessels carry materials in the blood to your cells, and this includes oxygen, carbon dioxide, which is CO2, nutrients, and wastes. Your immune system includes nodes and vessels in organs like your thymus, your spleen, and your tonsils. And the function of that system is to provide protection from pathogens and other foreign substances. The respiratory system includes organs like your nose, your pharynx, the trachea, bronchi, and lungs. The function is to exchange gases with the environment, carbon dioxide and oxygen specifically. Digestive system, mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestines. The function of that system is to break down food for your cells to use and eliminate solid waste. Urinary system includes the kidneys, the ureter, bladder, and urethra. The function of that system is to eliminate nitrogen waste, maintain your water and electrolyte balance of the blood, and when it says eliminate nitrogen waste, that's your urine, your pee, why it's called the urinary system. And finally, the reproductive system includes your reproductive organs, the penis and testes in the male, ovaries, uterus, uterine tubes in the female. And the purpose of that, function of that, is production of offspring. So that is a survey of all of your organ systems, and we will be studying all of this through the course of the year. I know it looks like a lot of stuff, and it is, but again, like I mentioned in class or in the video, introductory video, you'll have plenty of opportunity to learn this and really understand it all before we go on to the next unit. Okay, that's it, the end of the videos for mission number 1, the foundations. And so once you're done with these, there's a vocabulary activity to do in your mission module, and then you will move on to some practice activities. We'll talk soon.